Today, let's talk about how your worst life experiences might have set you up to be a great leader and how you can tap into your best leadership skills. Leaders are the people who take authority, and when you learn to lead, it will give you greater authority over your own life. Whatever roles you play in life, whether it's mother, father, entrepreneur, manager, team builder, or you just want to be at the top of your game, you will be required to step up and lead at some point. Now, you might not think of yourself as a leader, but if you want to have success in your life, your career, and your relationships, there will be times you have to take the lead. And that leadership role requires a lot of you. But if you understand the keys that it takes to be a great leader, you might realize you're perfect for the job of leading. So when you look at someone who is a successful leader, you often assume somehow they had it easy, that success, great relationships just happened for them. And you wish you could have had it that easy. Wouldn't it be great? But the truth is, everyone has difficulties, everyone. And it's how we handle our setbacks that determine whether we sink into the depths of despair and hover at the bottom, or we come out better than ever on top. Often with new leadership skills we never had before. So how can you learn to come out on top no matter what difficulty life presents you? In interviews, people ask me all the time, how did you get here? How did you become a multimillionaire by age 30? How did you find your dream relationship? How do you take on so much, get so much done? You know what my answer is? It was my toughest experiences, my failures, my setbacks, and my challenges that have been the most instrumental to my growth, period. The first thing we need to remember about leadership is experience makes you wiser and better, especially those toughest experiences. But the key to becoming a leader in your own life is to understand how to transform the challenges and setbacks into something useful. Wouldn't it be amazing to have the skills and simple tools to always be able to turn your lemons into lemonade? So instead of looking at your life as a disaster when something bad happens, you look at the difficult things you've gone through the same way you think of climbing a challenging mountain like Mount Everest. People who have climbed to the top of Everest, and my husband and I know a few, they often feel like they were going to die on the way to the summit, and some almost did, because it's a very, very difficult climb. But those who do summit the top of that mountain are never the same. It changes them for the better, permanently. They're stronger, more resilient, and they feel more invincible because they overcame the difficulties. They defied the odds and prevailed, and it became a physical and tangible symbol of overcoming life's challenges. So the first important quality of a great leader is to be able to look at the difficulties you've gone through as a badge of honor. I was one of those kids who found high school to be easy and understimulating, which led me to accelerating my high school curriculum, graduating at age 16, and marrying a 21-year-old kid who had no more business getting married than I did. A few years later, not surprisingly, I found myself divorced with a 2-year-old baby boy on my hip, residing in a new city where I had no job, no friends or family around me, and no real plan of what to do next. I applied for food stamps so I could buy diapers and food, but when I stood in the grocery line with those food stamps I just received, I felt sick inside. I suddenly had an epiphany. I heard a voice in my mind asking, are you doing the best you can? Or are you taking the easy way out? And that one question caused a complete pivot inside of me. I knew immediately that instead of using my energy to find ways to barely survive, I needed to try harder to find ways to thrive. And even as I was handing the food stamps over to the cashier, I was saying to myself, this will not be my future. I knew in that moment I had something better inside to offer. And even though I didn't know what that something was, I didn't have all the answers, but I realized in that moment I had questions. So I went back to my little apartment where I was getting eviction notices each month, and I started asking, who would hire me? What are my skills? How can I make money tomorrow? Because I challenged myself with those questions and followed the answers forward, I turned my life around completely. A little over a year and a half from the time I was handing over those food stamps, I was now working for the top home builder in our valley. I became the #1 salesperson in the company, and I had a nice flow of income from my TV commercials from the talent agency I had joined. Over time, I began investing in my own real estate, and to this day, my intuition for buying and renovating properties for a profit continues to be an important part of our family investment portfolio. But from time to time, I've wondered what my life would now look like had I not faced my situation with honest, gut-wrenching questions at that very difficult time in my life. It would have been really easy for me to feel sorry for myself and take all the free assistance I could get If I would have just backed down from my own Mount Everest and not pushed my way to the top, I wouldn't be the same person I am today. Those gut-wrenching challenges where there were times I thought I couldn't make it, but I kept pushing myself, were what gave me strength and tenacity that it takes to be a leader. And I truly believe God had a better path for me, and it was the questions I asked myself that revealed that path. The decision to answer those questions honestly and ask for something better for myself made the difference. My dad used to say there are many paths you can take that appear to exist side by side at the start, but choose carefully which one you take, because the further you get down the path, the further apart those paths are. Eventually, they lead to destinies that are worlds apart. Asking the tough questions of myself delivered an illumination, and the revectoring that took place in my life through that process wasn't just that I started making some money or I achieved some success in modeling or in the real estate business. It set me on a path that is truly worlds apart from the one I was on. I never would have become a leader in anything if I had followed the path I was on, that path of victimization, defeat, or giving up and giving in. Those intense challenges I experienced made me find a new version of myself that I hadn't known existed before. Your difficulties don't define you, but what you choose to do with those difficulties can catapult you in a whole new direction that you hadn't seen was possible until you experienced the trials and turmoil. The people who lead and end up on their top of their game ask the tough questions of themselves, and that leads them to the answers and the right action taken to put them on a new path. So what is the second defining quality of an effective leader? That important quality is someone who has the humility to be curious and teachable. That's how aspiring leaders take their leadership skills to the next level. As children, we start off as uncorrupted askers, wildly curious, asking who, what, when, where, why, how, and always asking for more and more and more. And then depending on how we were parented or what happened in our school years, our job experience and our basic life rejection, that unfettered ability to ask for what we want gets crushed out of us often. And we find ourselves standing there as adults, terrified to ask anything of anyone, and ashamed that we don't have the answers. That ability to question the world and everything in it causes the fastest growth and evolution in a human being possible. And this is one of the biggest defining qualities of a great leader. To take your leadership to the next level, you have to decide to become a master asker. And you must immerse yourself in the true art and science of asking, because there is no mechanism that has the ability to reveal what is hidden from you like asking. You must be willing to embrace that childlike wonder again, which will open up your mind and your spirit to massive good ideas and opportunities, to look for the unknown, to become a lifelong explorer. Asking is the mechanism that has the ability to reveal those unknown potentials that are hidden from you. The studies we looked at for our book, Ask the Bridge from Your Dreams to Your Destiny, revealed a lot about business leadership and asking. Whether you're looking to lead your family or lead and manage a business or business teams, or you're an entrepreneur leading your own company, the research shows that people who ask more questions are perceived to be more likable and better to work with in business relationships. Now, this is a critical skill to encourage and utilize it in leading and managing teams or families, because the business studies also revealed that the degree to which you are able to ask more questions is the degree to which people end up liking you. That's right, people like you better if you use probing questions in your work or your personal relationships. That all requires listening better to what people are saying to you when they answer your question, and probing more deeply into their answer, asking more about what they just said. And when you do that, you create an instant bond between you and the person who could be essential to your success or your happiness, or both. Be curious. We go deeper into how to do that in our book, Ask the Bridge from Your Dreams to Your Destiny, and that will give you the skills and spur innovation and performance and help you with your team members. Formulating the right questions at the right time in the right way gives leaders the perfect tools to challenge their teams, challenge their families, and their partners to the next level of excellence. So the third and lasting thing I would like to share with you as an aspiring leader is to have you commit to your ongoing growth. Leaders are always challenging the status quo, including their own. And to become the ultimate expression of you, you must ask the hardest questions of all, which are, what do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want to have? What do I want to be, do, and have? And how much of myself am I willing to commit to myself and others? And when you spend time pondering these questions and really go through those keys again, writing them down so you have them as a reference, you can become an unstoppable leader. The world certainly needs more leaders like you, and if you open up to the possibilities, at some point you will realize you were born to lead. You can become the leader you were meant to be. You can step into the greatest version of you and have all the support, the tools, and the awareness you need to do it. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and comment below, because I love hearing from you. Your thoughts matter, so please share them. Also, please share this video with other people you think might benefit from the discussion we've had today. And until next time, make it a great day.